Good morning and happy Wednesday. 2 more sleeps till the weekend. It's midweek, Indian summer, and I hope everyone has a productive day, whatever you do.
Peace, I second that. Enjoy the day, y'all. Like Michelle said, a couple more sleep-ins and then we'll be back to the weekend again. Yep, and remember, like this song says, you always have a choice. It's a habit. I'm going to play it for a minute.
Experience is the best coaches, so I'ma listen, mouth shut and ears open. I did it 9-5 in a YouTube era. I'm bent on camera, catching all of my errors. Drunk saying things that I wouldn't say normally. Disrespecting rappers that I adored enormously.
A little un cafe. It's Wednesday, y'all. It's hump day. Good morning. Yep, good morning. Well, whenever you're listening to it, though. But keep in mind, it's hump day when I'm recording this. You know what I mean? So, yep, appreciate everyone listening. Shout out new listeners from Finland, which is in the Netherlands, I believe, if I'm just quickly... I haven't done world geography and all that stuff since school, but I think that's in the Netherlands. And then shout out California. We have a couple new listeners from California, so we appreciate that. Yep. The debate was last night, the vice presidential debate. I thought Tim Walz did well. I thought, I thought there was going to be more like arguing or bickering. Actually seem like they both kind of agree on a lot, but they're two middle-aged white men. So I mean, Tim Walz is a little older than JD Vance, but I'm saying like, you know what I mean. So they're gonna naturally have stuff in common. You know what I mean? You can just see how different they both are from that Trump. I mean, JD Vance is a mini Trump though. He's a mini Trump. That's why they picked him. Because he's going to implement and speak all the bullshit that Trump does. Yeah, JD Vance is a straight up clown. And you would think, having been through what he went through, like how his story is supposedly mom was on drugs. I don't know where the dad is. Maybe he was locked up. But, he went through some stuff. You would have thought that would have humbled his attitude and just his personality and stuff like that. But it turned him into more of an asshole. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So good morning, y'all. I'm just sipping on the coffee. Oh, I remember the name of that poultry and fish rub that I was telling you. My mother and Jim went and they were down in Missouri, in Kansas City area, and they brought back this bottle of world famous Arthur Bryant's poultry and fish rub. Yeah, the president's choice. Yeah, this stuff is good. So shout out Arthur Bryant's poultry and fish rub. Straight, this stuff is good. Yeah, this was brought back to us from Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah. So I'm just washing clothes, about to head out for work. And, so we're just trying to get this episode out to y'all. You know what I mean? Before that happens. Because, I don't think I would be able to do that, all the time. Go to work and then come home and then, start podcasting and all that. I like to do stuff the night before and then the morning of, and then release it. Before I go to work or right when I get home, I can just add anything I need to it and then release it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we try to get most of the recording and everything out, you know, or done like the night before. That's why a lot of the conversations would be, you know, from the night before or the morning of, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Unless we're podcasting later in the evening or afternoon, then it might have content from the morning or early afternoon or whatever. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, rambling already. Yep, just drinking the coffee. Got CNN on. Dun-dun-dun. I don't even really watch local news that much anymore because they just talk about the same stuff. They're going to talk about someone that got shot, someone that got robbed. They're going to, you know what I mean? They're going to do the weather, you know, and then just keep recycling story because they got to keep doing the same stories over in the morning because new viewers are just waking up, tuning in and all that. So they got to keep recycling the damn stories. So you got to hear about the shooting, you know, on 20th, and I'm just making up a street. You know what I mean? You got to hear about it 5 or 6 times in the morning before you even leave for work. Yep. Coffee's hitting though this morning. Yep, getting ready for week 5 to start in the NFL tomorrow already. Ain't it fast? Isn't it quick how fast NFL season's going? You got Major League Baseball playoffs. The Brewers lost. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not that upset about it. And I might be being petty, and I've never really done this ever before in my life before, because, like, I'm just a straight-up loyal sports fan. But honestly, the Brewer, I ain't gonna be that mad if they lose. Hey. I was just saying I'm not gonna be that mad if the Brewers lose. They lost yesterday, but I won't be that upset if they lose the series. Because to be honest with you, like, some of the Brewer fans and just that Brewer culture and just like all that beer and all, like, just, and kind of how, like, it seems like Brewer fans are like, they act like Brewer baseball is theirs and they own it. It's for them to enjoy and really no one else. And
yeah.
So I kind of like, I don't know, kind of don't like that. So I'm kind of, a small part of me is rooting for them to lose. And you know I'm a super loyal fan of my teams, but it's something about, I don't know, maybe I'm making it political, but I wouldn't mind seeing the Brewers lose.
Yeah, I'm just not really into baseball.
That's the other part of it, too. I just don't really get into baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, baseball just ain't. It's fun to play, but I can't sit there and watch that stuff. I mean, playoff baseball is pretty good. It's more intense and all that stuff, but, like, yeah. So I got some clothes in. I just wanted to get a couple loads washed before we left for work.
Can you pour me a cup of coffee?
What, baby?
Can you pour me a cup of coffee?
Yep, got you. Yep. Yeah, so we're just up. You know what I mean? Doing all the things that you do before you go to work. So enjoy today's episode, and we appreciate everyone listening. Peace. What happened?
You jumped on the bed 5 minutes before my alarm.
Chewy?
Yeah, so it was okay. Because I had to get up anyway.
Mm-hmm. What did you think of the debate last night?
I was shockingly surprised.
You were what?
I was shockingly surprised that, like, it was civil.
That's what I had just said, literally, a few minutes ago. I was like,
And,
was
like,
shocked that they were kind of agreeing on stuff a little bit.
Right, and there were some things that it was just like, wow, like, who knew?
It almost felt like there was, like, two white guys that's up there just chatting it, just talking.
Right, like, it was respectful.
For the most part, it was, yeah.
Yeah, like, I didn't think, it wasn't, like,
Jay
angry.
has a little slick-ass mouth, though, he'll be saying.
Oh, yeah, he does. But it's, like, it wasn't, like angry and bitter and...
I thought Tim Wallace did pretty good.
I think he did, too. Like, the first, like, question, he kind of, like...
It seemed like he needed a couple minutes to get comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed. He just seemed a little amped up, wound up. Kind of couldn't get his thoughts together, but about 3-4 minutes in, he started killing it. I thought he did really well.
I thought he did really well,
He did really well. Really well. Yeah, postseason baseball.
Yay.
It's pretty good. You know, not the biggest baseball fan, but I can fuck with playoff baseball because it's like it's more intense. Like every pitch, every hit, it's almost like a chess match at the end, but it's pretty good. But the Brewers lost, and like I said, I'm not that upset about that.
I love it when dogs
it's less drunk driving to have to worry about.
Right.
You know. And then too, it's just like I see some of these fans, Brewer fans, and how they act and just how they are. They act like, and I'm like, man, I was watching Brewer baseball while you were probably still in bunk beds. Not you, you know what I mean? So, but this is definitely Packers, Bucks, Brewers now.
Ooh.
It is not Packers, Brewers, Bucks anymore.
Yeah.
It's Packers, Bucks, Brewers now. Yeah, and Bucks training camp started. I think that's pretty interesting. The Bucks are training out in California. Their training camp. Do you think Dane might have been like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Because he still has stuff going on out there. I don't know. I'm just trying to piece it together. School starting. Maybe his kids are still out there. But normally you don't have training camp all the way across country. You know, Bucks normally have training camp here. Right down the thing. But they're in Cali for training camp this year.
Maybe just change of scenery. Maybe there's stuff going on at Pfizer.
No, well, they don't train at Pfizer.
Oh,
they have their own training facility.
Oh, that's right.
You know what I mean? Where they practice all this and stuff like
that.
So it's it is interesting. Let's hear what these undecided voters were talking about last night.
There was not much hesitancy. They showed their characters to each other in a way. And as was mentioned, they kind of supported each other as they're going within the debate and not attacking each other personally, but more of the policies and then what they stand for.
You could watch it and not be offended, she says.
For the most
what a
part.
Change. Joining us now to discuss, Alex Thompson, CNN political analyst, national political reporter at Axios. Mark Preston, CNN senior political analyst. Bakari Sellers, CNN political commentator, former South Carolina Democratic state representative. And Brad Todd, Republican strategist and a partner at the public strategy firm On Message. Thank you all for joining us this morning on what is already a very busy news day. Alex Thompson, I want to start with you to get a sense. It was clear that J.D. Vance came into this debate trying to push reset on his public image. And that's part of why we saw so many, I agree. It was a different vibe.
In the last 2 weeks that, J.D. Vance was really going to try to get under Tim Walz's skin, that he was going to try to, make him red in the face. And that really didn't happen.
Tim Walz was J.D. Vance was agreeing with a lot of Tim Walz was saying. And he was even saying it before he would start talking. Be like, I actually agree with you, Tim. I actually agree with. He said that a number of times.
For the 2028 Republican primary already.
Brad Todd, do you agree with that?
Well, I think J.D. Vance.
I don't care about what Brad Todd said. I'm waiting to hear from Bakari, but they're taking forever. He's the only brother on there. He should be going first.
Which is the job of the vice president.
All right, Charlie, I'm going to take you outside. Hold on. I'm going to take the dog out.
Damage to the other side's top of the ticket.
All right.
I don't know that J.D. did that.
Is that true?
No, in fact, Tim Walz went out there and did his job. I mean, we're talking about the tone and the tenor of the debate, but we have to acknowledge the reason that the tone and the tenor and the manner was the way that it was is because Tim Walz was on that stage. There are a lot of Democrats who wanted Tim Walz to go out and be this pit bull, but that's just not who he is. I mean, you saw someone who was humble, and I don't know the last time we've seen a stage where we had a level of humility. Someone who admitted that he misspoke on a particular question, somebody who approached answering questions with their own life stories, with personable stories. I mean, he looked like Coach Walz. He looked like Tim Walz, the leader of the great state of Minnesota. He is not going to be J.D. Vance. When you read the transcript of this debate, J.D. Vance is a skilled debater. He's a skilled lawyer. But what also came across about J.D. Vance last night is a problem that many people have, which is that he's somewhat dishonest, but he doesn't stand for much.
Say, first of all, that he would veto it. Second of all, J.D. Vance clearly was trying to soften sort of his posture on this. But at the same time, he has supported the things that he has supported. What did you take away from all this?
Well, the first thing is that there are two things that are important. One, J.D. Vance is dishonest. I mean, I think that when you go back and look at his record supporting a national abortion ban, you could look at Project 2025, et cetera, his own website, you see that he is someone who has a far-right opinion on abortion and thinks it should be outlawed across the nation. That's first. Second, which is more important for this discussion, and it's kind of ironic that we're having this discussion, four men are having this discussion with you this morning, Casey.
What's going on here in Texas, too? So this one's out of Texas, Austin, Texas. So it said, white man murdered both his grandparents because they kicked him out the house. You can't live in the basement forever, man. So Chevy Kyler Monahan faces a capital murder charge after police said he shot and killed his grandparents, 76-year-old Tony Maxa and his 74-year-old wife, Shari, because they kicked him out of their house. An autopsy showed that Shari was shot 3 times, while Tony was shot 6 times. In Tony's case, the coroner said he was shot from less than 3 feet away. And they're talking about the guns and like violence and all that stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? And no one's debating that any of that is not an issue. I think the perception of crime is actually more than it is, because crime is actually going down. But you can, the news can come on and they can talk about someone that got murdered or whatever, and, the perception of crime is that it's, out of control. But in reality, it's not. In true reality, like I said, in true reality, most of us get through our days. We make it home. We get home safe. But you know what I'm saying? But I don't know why there's not more of an emphasis or a study on some of these white people that do some of these crazy crimes. Hey, baby, here's one.
Yes.
So this the Chevy Kyle Monahan, I'm reading it twice because Michelle just came back in. Chevy Kyle Monahan faces a capital murder charge after police said he shot and killed his grandparents, 76-year-old Tony Maxa and his 74-year-old wife Sherry, because they kicked him out the house. The autopsy showed Sherry was shot 3 times while Tony was shot 6.
Overkill, number 1. Crime of passion, number 2. And 3, how old is this character?
This is the fella right here.
Yeah, it doesn't say how old he is, but he definitely doesn't look like a child.
So why is he still living in the basement? And I stereotype saying he's probably in the basement, but he probably is.
I'm assuming that they kicked him out because...
He looks like he just came out of a cave.
I'm assuming they kicked him out because they had given him probably criteria, like you need to get a job.
You need to clean the basement up.
Stop sitting in the basement playing video games all day with your friends.
Right. And he snapped out. Why did he?
Or
does
you
it say
some rent?
Right.
Sometimes parents will charge their kids, like $300 or something.
And he might have said, I only got $3. Yeah, they kicked him out, so that was probably like the last straw type shit.
Probably. They probably gave him multiple chances and,
Said, no, it's a wrap.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because it probably took them a lot to take him in. We don't know the backstory, but maybe they helped to raise him.
His parents are probably in the joint. We could look that up.
Or maybe they didn't want him to live with them, so then the grandparents were like, well, he can live with us.
Yeah.
We'll help him out.
This one's out of Austin, Texas.
I mean, Maya lived with my parents for like 2 years.
Let's go, machine. Yeah. Couple niggas living the good life. Couple niggas living the hood life. Catch your body and get the hood stripes. Get knocked for the body and send the hood kite. I had a couple of good fights. I'd rather charter a good flight. Yeah, I'm still living G life. Rather hit a home run instead of swinging 3 strikes. Still inquiring on the key freights. What up? My nigga, that's just a lock in me. Used to hustle and D, that's just a block in me. Get ready to roll, you wanna rock with me. My nigga, I ain't talking music. Said you was strapped at the gas, you better use it. Better off trying to diffuse it. Advice from a street wild nigga that used to lose it. Then I found it. High but I'm grounded. Come to a bump in the road, I go around it.
They know they're going to hell with puppet.
Waiting for this debate to come on, the vice presidential debate. I'm gonna go see who Michelle wants for some comedy. Hey baby, who you want for some comedy?
Aries Spears.
Aries Spears?
Yeah.
Okay, some older, newer.
Older.
Okay, I got you. Would you say is Aries Spears in your top 5 comedy comedians?
He's funny.
He does good ass impressions too.
I also think
some people don't like Aries Spears though, but dude's funny as fuck.
Sometimes he's gross.
He's funny as hell though.
I also think Bill Burr is actually really funny in like a very gritty Bostonian way.
Bill Burr? I'll throw a little Bill Burr on. I'm sure there's some Bill Burr people. Oh, and shout out Callie. Callie checked back in with us.
And Jim Gaffigan is pretty funny.
Ain't he from Wisconsin?
He is.
Oh, shout him out.
Like, he usually kind of, his joking is more like about parenting.
That's too many white comedians for me, though.
I know.
I'm going to get some of them on here. My baby requested them.
But Bill Burr's
Bill Burr is decent, though, for real. Let's see. It's black first, black serve. You know, like, first come, first serve. So we're going to get some Aries Spears on. Let's see.
White people, whatever do you mean? Racism will always be relevant in America for 2 reasons. One, it's just too much bad history, and you can't erase that much bad history. And 2, I just think it's natural for everybody to be a little bit racist. I don't give a fuck what color you are, what your gender is, how old you are. We are all a little bit racist. And white people, y'all are the first ones to denounce that shit. I'm not racist. I'm incapable of being racist. My best friend is black. He's also my chauffeur, but he's my best friend. Everybody in this room, everybody in this country is a little racist. You might not be smack a taco out of Mexican hand racist, but we are all... Fuck y'all, that is way funnier than that. I don't know why y'all scared to laugh. You act like 300 Mexicans gonna pop out of nowhere like, what the fuck, fucker? I'll make a special sour cream for you, is it? It's fucking hilarious. And I live in LA. I love the Mexicans, I do. Because of Mexicans, my lawn looks fabulous. Got a little bit of money. I live in a white neighborhood. They be out there cutting my grass and shit. It be hot as a motherfucker outside. I be standing from the house through the blinds. Like, 20 minutes later, they knock on the door and ask me for shit. Senor, it's hot outside. They all sound like Speedy Gonzalez. It's hot outside. Me and my compadres was wondering, can we have some agua?
Okay, I'm going to check the latest polls for here in Wisconsin. Let's see. So this is from is this ABC News? Yeah, this is ABC News. Yep, it's from ABC News. This is updated October 1st, which is today when I'm recording this, 2024 at 1:45 p.m. So the latest polls, recent polling average updates. Who's ahead in Wisconsin? So I'm just doing this for Wisconsin. Okay. So as of October 1st, 2024, in Wisconsin, they have Harris at 48.7 and Donald Trump at 46.8%. I added the tramp. That's not ABC News. I'm adding that. It's my podcast. You know what I'm saying, though. And that would be a game changer. It's not an easy decision. I understand it's not an easy decision for the White House. So, President General Election, Wisconsin, 2024. So, this is ActiVote or ActiVote. And this is, so they have Harris at 52, Trump at 48. The New York Times / Siena College has Harris 48, Trump 46. The New York Times, they have another one, a second one, 49 for Harris, 47 for Trump. The New York Times, see, I don't know why they have 3 polls. I don't know. They have 3 polls, the New York Times and / Siena College, but I'll just read them all. And this third one has Harris 48, Trump 45. And then, on 2 of them they added Oliver and that Jill Stein, but they're only getting 2 and 1%. And then the Atlas Intel poll has Harris 48, Trump 50. And then another Atlas Intel has Trump 50, Harris 48. I've never even heard of that poll, so no one even cares. So yeah, but so Kamala's winning Wisconsin still as of right now, 48.7 to 46.8. So she's got a 1.8 percentage lead. If you were to add it up, to the penny. Let's see. Yeah, I just like to keep track of that every couple of days just to see. I know there's all different kinds of polls. Let's see what the New York Times polls are saying. So, as of October 1st, this is updated. This is updated October 1st, 2024. And they have Kamala at 50%, Trump at 48%. And this is from today's poll. Okay, now, they have their same poll, ActiVote or ActiVote. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. They have Kamala at a plus 4%. So they have Kamala leading 52 to 48%. The New York Times / Siena College has Kamala up 2% at 49 to 47. The Morning Consult has Kamala ahead by 3 percentage points, 51 to 48. The Atlas Intel has Trump up 2% at 50 to 48. The RM is in Mary G. Research has Kamala up by 1 point at 50 to 49. And I say 1 point, percentages. And then the Remington has them even, but they have a note underneath the saying that's a Republican sponsor. So that's what I was saying. Some of these polls, and then sometimes Redfield and Wilton Strategies have them even. Mass Inc. polling group has Kamala up 7. Nice. At 53 to 46. And then Emerson College poll has Trump up 2. They got that wrong. They say they have him up 2, and then they have it 50 to 49. Isn't that 1? Looks like they're trying to cheat for Trump. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so those are the polls. I read 2. So that one was from the New York Times, and then I did ABC News too. I just did the first 2 because I do know, like, when you're Googling stuff, like, I know the deeper you go, like, because for the most part, I'm not saying all the time, but for the most part, if you're Googling something, right, most of the time, like the first or second, like the first couple of websites that come up are more than likely, I didn't say all the time, I said more than likely are going to be the more reputable ones. You know what I mean? But like I said, I always click and I check. I make sure the stuff is super legit. I'll even check to see if there's a video for something. You know what I mean? Before I even put something on my podcast. Because I don't want to get on here and then just talk about something that's just totally bogus. That's, you know what I mean? I ain't into doing that kind of stuff. Because no matter what I talk about, it's going to be factual. You know, even if I might be off on some of the wording or whatever, it's not going to be a lie. And if I ever put some on here and it's something shitty about something or something somebody did or whatever, it's still, that's on them for doing it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I didn't do it. It ain't on me. It's on them. That's why I'll be saying, don't get mad at me. I'm just, talking about the stuff. Get mad at the people that are doing the negative stuff, whatever it is, and whoever it is. I learned from all my shit. I took my lumps. Did over 12 years of prison. Between the 3 times I went, I'd have never blamed nobody. I took my lumps. You know what I'm saying? That means I did my time. You know what I mean? Without crying or blaming anybody for it. And I got out, and I'm doing well now. I'm doing well. You know what I mean? As well as can be, being on parole, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful and grateful for everything I have. I'm thankful I have, family support and everything, and that people still believe in me and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But anyways, all right. So, yeah. So, in other words, go out there and vote for Kamala, if you will, please. And stay safe out here. This world is a mess.
This is a major attack. Jim Sciutto, this is obviously what you are seeing, what we are all seeing with our own eyes, is a major attack.
Niggas know what it is. D-Block in this bitch. Days will turn that shit up. Ghost. Yeah. You knew I would, did you not? I'm the illest nigga, I kid you not. Smoking, thinking the bigger lot. Coming from a city, they get hit in the wiggle lot. If the plug give you extra joints, bring it to the hood, break it down, get some extra points. Noah had devilish ways, argue with Kiss. Sour tastes better than haze. Drinking Balut, salute us like it's Veterans Day. Every day, little nigga, all the metal was straight. Ghost, don't you chill with the ignorant shit. Yeah, I did, but I'm back on my militant shit. Hip hop got me feeling like Gilligan shit. A lot of whack balls, so the fake winning. A lot of niggas locked, so the state winning.
Brewer fans are pissed right now. They've been drinking all day. They're losing 8-4 right now. Yup, losing to the Mets playoffs. Yup, top of the 8th. Yeah, they've been drinking all day, them fans. They've been tailgating since probably 11.
The sausage race and
yeah, they've been drinking all day. Went into the game, drank more. Had a hot dog or 2, bag of peanuts, grabbed another beer. Brewer fans are pissed right now, baby.
Yeah.
Because they're losing. You know they've been drinking all day, tailgating and drinking all day.
Yeah.
And they got to go home. They done lost it and spent all that money. Because it's best of 3, the wild card. You know what I'm saying? You can only lose 2 times. You can only lose once, really. No, you can lose twice, my bad. You can lose twice. I like that it's best out of 3.
You and I are, this is the time of year where we spend a
No, you only lose once. I'm tripping, my bad. You can only lose 1 time. Yep. Best out of 3. I was thinking best out of 5. So yeah. With the Brewer fans, you know what I mean? I like the Brewers. You know, I'm from Milwaukee and all that, but it just, I don't know, man. Some of the fans kind of can be a little annoying. And sometimes, when it comes to, certain white people, they'll be acting like Brewer baseball is theirs. Like that, because that is part of white culture. I've been in Milwaukee long enough to know that. They love Brewers. They think that they like own that. Enjoy the zen. How do you like the setup, baby? We rearranged the living room a little bit. And I think Charlie's still hungry. He's sure acting like it. Are we going to watch the debate? Or are you going to try to multitask?
Yes, and I gave Mia that food, and she was going over to Maya's anyway.
Baby, why is it wrong? I'm saying I don't think it's wrong. I guess I'm making a statement. I don't think it's wrong for black people to say they're voting for Kamala because she's black. That's why I would vote for her. Chewy's chasing his tail in circles. It's funny as hell. Go ahead, tire yourself out. That'd be like 75% of the reason I vote for her. But it seems, because that's what white people do.
Right.
That's 75% of the reason they're voting for Trump. And that's proof in the pudding because of all the bullshit he says and does. And they don't care, or they say they care, but they still vote for him. So that's a race. What other conclusion can I come to?
Yeah.
Like how, you know what I mean? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm wrong for wanting to vote for Kamala? 75% the reason because she's black. Would you hold that against me? Or would, if I said that, would you be like, dang, really? Or would you be like, oh, okay, I get it.
Wait, what was the question again?
If I was like, I'm voting for Kamala because 75% of the reason because she's black. And I'm cool with that, and that'd be a lot of the reason why.
Right. I mean, I guess I would ask you, well, what are the other 25% reasons?
Because of what she wants to do as far as getting homes and stuff like that and better jobs. And she hasn't said it a lot. She's only said it a few times, but she does want to raise the minimum wage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I like that she said, too, that she's also for, even though she was talking about the border and that she recognizes that it, like, needs to be some kind of order to it, she did also say that she wants path to citizenship, and she doesn't like the way people are being treated and stuff like that because her mother's an immigrant.
Right.
So she naturally cares about that, and I know that. And she's a good person, too. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that weighs a lot. Character does matter. For me, it does.
Right.
So that's in that 25%. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think, like, it would just, the 25% are good reasons, whether she's white or black.
Mm-hmm.
But if you had, like, a white Democratic candidate and her, you would lean towards her because of her race.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Because with the Trumpers, they can't give you no reason why. The border.
Right.
Hunter Biden.
Right.
And she, you know, and I know too, when she speaks about, like, because she can't say poor, but when she says middle class, down, she's saying, like, poor. She's just using the code words because she can't say that. So, and I can pick up on it. I can read between the lines.
And
when she's talking about giving people, you know, the $25,000, you know what I'm saying? She's speaking to...
Right, and the child care tax credit is only for people that make, like, below a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
So that's her.
And she wants to legalize weed. That's a smaller reason.
Yeah.
That's very lower on the totem pole, but still, that would, even though it wouldn't affect me as well as it would other people, because me being on parole until I get off, even if they like overturn state convictions for marijuana, personally it wouldn't help me because I still wouldn't be able to use it, and I could still get locked up for it because it's part of my rules. You know what I mean? But like it would help me in the sense of like, I ever got pulled over in the car or something and I had it with me, I wouldn't have to worry about getting a charge for it. So in that kind of instance, it would help. So even something like that is speaking more to someone like me. Because even with my record, even when I discharge, if I were to ever get in trouble again, and I'm not ever, but if I were, they would throw my old record in my face.
Right.
They would always bring that up against me, no matter what. So...
I concur.
Looking at doctors.
Oh, just trying to find a different, like a second opinion.
Mm-hmm. Michelle's working and doing mom duties. And we're about to watch the debate, too. This is the only one. But yeah, but the Brewers lost, so that's the moral of this story.
Is it?
It's the moral of this story, baby. The Brewers lost, and I know a lot of them Brewer fans. I'm about to turn that police scanner on in about 30 minutes, and I'm gonna see if I can capture some. The sheriff's pulling people over for drunk driving.
You have Broadcastify.
Huh?
You have Broadcastify. That's what I use.
That's the one to use.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go hook Broadcastify up. We're gonna see if we can catch some of these drunk drivers. Because you know they're rolling up out of there, out the Brewer game, drunk and mad and pissed and driving fast.
Let's go, folks. We zoning. Let's go, machine. Yeah. If that hole looking black to you, my soul wanting to chat with you. I'm familiar with the pain. I know the fast life. I'm familiar with the lane. Feeling I was illin', but I'm willing for the change. All praise to the Most High. Dance with the devil and whisper, I hope we both die. Ask the angel, could a ghost die? The dead can't be killed, but I can't sleep at night, so it can't be guilt. Lies, facts. Ready to die and come back. Sick cause I'm thrilled when hearing a gun clap.
We don't know what they are.
Mm-hmm. Was it Patty from the Valley?
It was Patty from the Valley.
Michelle's talking about her customer service experience, y'all.
So she says, well, this is technical support. I don't do anything with billing.
What?
And I said, but the support bubble was on the billing page.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, can I answer any other questions for you? And I was like, well, Patty, you never, this is on the chat box.
Right.
I said, well, Patty, you never answered the first question, so no thank you. And I said, how do I get a hold of a billing person? She's like, here's a website to our frequently asked questions.
Yeah, I hate them things. Because they're not going to be able to truly answer
it's a specific question like, you're showing account number that ends in 6114.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what that's associated with.
Right.
What we're trying to change. All I'm trying to do is switch credit cards. Because apparently our one credit card gets hacked all the time.
So basically the problem is that no one answers the phone and you can't talk to a human.
Right, because then I called the number on the... She's like, here's the website, here's the phone number. Well, it's technical support. I don't need technical support. I need billing support.
Right.
Fabulous.
Those what are those? The stadium brats?
Stadium brats.
They ain't good. Weren't they recalled or something for a minute?
They were not recalled.
The stadium recall brats. Oh, you know what I want to do tonight, though, baby, for real? I want to pull up the police scanner because the Brewers are playing. The Mets tonight, playoff baseball. Oh, and two, by the way, I just got a call from somebody from New York. I don't answer, like, calls from if I don't recognize a number or something like, I don't even answer the phone. And I'm not saying it's podcast related in any kind of way, but I'm just saying if it was possibly, like, if someone were to try to reach us to, like, talk about something or whatever, or to ask us about something or anything like that, whether it be sponsoring or anything like that, like, we're going to both end up missing out because I'm not going to answer the call. So, like, you'd be better off texting the number and kind of saying briefly, like, what you're, you know what I mean, baby? Mm-hmm. Don't you? Because you know I'm not going to, I don't answer calls. If it ain't my mother, my PO, you, my brother, someone from my family, you know what I'm saying? Or, like, a handful of people that I would call friends or, you know, stuff like that, I'm not answering the phone. If it ain't one of about a dozen people, I'm probably not going to answer it. So, just saying, if anyone's trying to get in touch, you'd be better off texting, because I think that's the way to go nowadays anyways. With any kind of communication, if you're trying to reach somebody, just text them. Because I know people don't answer phones in general nowadays. It's even weird, and we were talking about that yesterday. Like, my mom called yesterday, as I had the volume down, and she called, and I just automatically assumed, like, oh, what happened? What's wrong? Who's sick? Or what's going on? Because people don't call. Everyone texts nowadays. So when you get a call, you like, oh. And then when I called her back, I'm like, you know, because that one time when she called, I got that bad news about a family member.
Right.
So I still kind of got that in my head.
You have PTSD.
And you were saying that too. Like when your mom calls sometimes?
Like my mom will text sometimes and say, "Are you available to talk?" And I'm like, God, that just phrase it different. Like, I just want to chat. Can I call you?
That sounds like a trouble call.
Right. Now, if one of my kids says, "Can you talk?" I know it's serious, because otherwise they will
the wording, the phrasing?
Yeah, because they'll just text. They prefer to text. Well, I will say...
Who's more of the talker willing to be on the phone?
Joe prefers to talk.
Really?
Surprisingly. Maya is very busy. She's a very busy young lady.
Right.
And would prefer to just text.
Did you microwave yours when you made them?
I did, but
I'm putting it in a little...
I would say, like, I would oven or pan.
Yeah.
Because it was subpar in the microwave.
Matter of fact, I might put them in the oven.
I'll take one then.
Fuck it. All right, what were you saying, baby?
But Joe likes to chat.
A little extra side.
But then also, when he's done talking, he's done. Like, it'll be like, okay, I gotta go by.
Right.
So, yeah. They're different. But, like, and my dad can't hear on the phone, so he would prefer to text.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because he really has trouble hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom's always, like, watching a show or something. So I don't like calling her unless it's something that it's like if there's too much back and forth, if it's a topic that's too much back and forth, then I'd rather just pick up the phone and call. Like, I don't want to have an hour texting back and forth. I would rather just pick up the phone and ask.
That music sounds like porno music. Them customer service, when you're waiting online to talk to somebody. Speaking of that, and I ain't trying to make it racial at all. I'm not at all. But I'm saying I'm not trying to make it racial, like to prove a point about saying anyone's doing anything wrong or anything. But I'm noticing, I guess it's something more that I'm noticing. Like whenever I do have to deal with customer service, why is it always someone that seems Middle Eastern or you can't understand them? And it's like whoever, I'm not saying that's anyone's fault. I'm just saying it can be tough. And why is it normally someone Middle Eastern, like our Americans, are we too good to be, what did that used to be called back in the day?
Well, because
when you answer the phone, like, why are we too good to do that? Like, we're too good to bust tables and shit and clean hotel rooms?
Because they, like customer service calling centers, they outsource
Here, Chewy, come here.
that work.
So when you end up getting, but that can be frustrating. And that's not a knock on them, but that can be frustrating when you're asking them questions you can't understand, or they keep repeating the question, and you're like, I just.
I have that a lot.
Mm-hmm. You got to pack your patience too sometimes when you're online, waiting for these people. I'm going to pull up the police scanner tonight and see if we can capture some people being pulled over for drunk driving. I mean, I hope no one drunk drives. I don't want anyone doing that. But I'm saying, because, you know, the Brewers playoff game, they start today. They're playing the Mets. Game starts at 4:30 p.m. here in Milwaukee. We're watching CNN. Y'all hear those sirens? Iran just launched an attack on Israel. So we're sitting there watching that. But yeah, the Brewer game starts at 4:30, and I know people are already going. What time is it right now when I'm recording? It's 12:48. People are already probably in the parking lot of AmFam Field tailgating, cracking them beers open. Probably had one or two before they even left their house. So they're going to drink, eat a couple hot dogs, and then go in there, drink, eat a bag of peanuts, maybe another bratwurst, and then some of them are going to drive home, get in their car and drive home. 3 out of every 10 people that are drinking down there are going to drive home. I'll say at least 3 out of 10. So we're going to pull the police scanner up and just see. Play out between that, and then Trump's clown ass is going to be in Milwaukee too, down by the lakefront, Discovery World. So that's the whole lakefront is going to be on lock.
And this goes to the DNA of the state.
Matter of fact, I think if we plan on going out and running any errands, we should probably do it within the next couple of hours. But yeah, but we're going to see, because you know what I'm saying, when people are leaving out from the Brewer game, the Brewer game should be over probably around 7 o'clock. 30, a little after 7. So we're going to see, because they should be pulling, because there's going to be plenty of people leaving that game drunk and driving home. So we'll see if they're going to be pulling people over. I wish I could get arrest records for in the morning and see how many drunk drivers went to jail that left the Brewer game. So we're going to see if we can make that happen. All right, y'all.
The Israelis will actually
Peace.
do that, go after Iran's nuclear capabilities and try to destroy them with a massive...
Want me to what?
We're watching news.
I don't know about this, Freddie.
No, flowers, that means that...
I already got 5. I don't want another one.
I look like...
Hold on, I gotta ask my dad about this.
What? Better ask your dad what?
Well, me and Freddie Ryan are best friends, right? So doesn't that mean when a best friend is in a jam, you have to help him out no matter what?
Oh, it sure does, Nicholas. That's what best friends are all about. Like Dr. Maxwell and myself. If one of us is in trouble, the other one pitches in and helps.
Okay, thanks, Dad. Hi, Freddie. I'm back. My dad says you're right. So when do you want me to...
We're watching 8 is Enough, y'all. So we're going to bed, too. Y'all remember 8 is Enough? Some people might, some listeners might. Yeah, that was one of my favorite. That's one of my top 3 TV shows ever. Yep, going to bed to that tonight. We're on season 2. This is season 2, episode 1. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings and good night. Yeah, go check 8 is Enough out. That's a good old TV show. From 1981, I think, through like 86. Yep. It was based out in Sacramento, California. We're having chicken tonight.
Yes.
Michelle's sitting here trying to figure out what she wants to take to work to grub on. And Charlie's such a loud ear. Here, y'all, listen to Charlie eating. I know it's nasty, but listen. This is our dog eating. Sorry, y'all. Well, he's got like 5 teeth missing. So it's like, there's a lot of gum action going on.
There's a lot of gum action.
Because it's probably like getting stuck in like the top of his mouth or whatever. All right, you work on that, Charlie. We got to go to work. Ooh, that coffee is steaming. Really? All right, y'all. Coffee is strong. That shit's going to get you on up. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Wallet, cigarettes, lighter, keys, gloves. All right, Charlie. It's making so much noise. Hold on. Here, let's move this over here because people are still asleep. There you go. Okay. All right, Charlie. Love you. He'll be occupied with that bowl of food. You look nice, baby.
Thanks.
Yep, and feeling productive this morning. Got 2 loads of clothes washed. I'm going to do one more load when I get home later. Because we only have 1 load of clothes left. And that's it. Probably wash our bedding this weekend or something maybe.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're good to go. Yeah, we like to keep our place clean so we don't have to mass clean up. It's usually just tidying up. Every once in a while our place will get messy, but it don't last long. You know, and then we straighten it up. But we're usually good, like we being like teammates with like cleaning and stuff. A lot of times I do because I get to it first. Because I'll just be up first. You know what I mean? Puerto Rico. Yeah, remember Trump was talking about selling Puerto Rico? He was down there throwing paper towels. Remember the lady from Bear? The Puerto Rican lady? She plays the chef or one of the cooks. Yeah. She did a speech. I put it on one of the episodes. She was talking about that. She was like, we didn't forget about that. Him throwing paper towels and trying to sell Puerto Rico. And I love that when I seen that. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, she's a real one. Racism should matter to people. But I'm learning, I'm seeing, I don't know if that's what it is, but I'm just trying to use my best to figure out, like, when you see the black and brown Trump supporters, you're like, damn, they don't care about racism then. You just, like, that's what that has to add up to in my mind. Because people are talking about, the economy and the border and all that. Well, first of all, if you're someone that lives in the Midwest or like the border isn't, in true reality, that the border situation isn't affecting your everyday life. It's just not. I don't care what you try to spin it or how you try to, it's not affecting you. And if you were truly that concerned about it, you wouldn't be going to Mexican restaurants. You wouldn't be fucking having Paco and Enrique and them come over there and fix your roof or cut your grass. You'd be asking them where their green card is before you hired them for the service or whatever, before you let them do your roofing and all that, landscaping. You know, people ain't worried about that.
Right, that's what's kind of like.
That's why it's so like
ironic
right,
in a way,
because
it's like
they ain't fooling nobody.
You don't want
with this
them
shit.
here, but you're going to hire them because they're cheaper labor.
Right, but they can't live here though.
Right,
can't live here, but they can slave for you and do all your bullshit, and then
they can't get a regular job, but they can cut your grass.
Right, it's not funny, but it's funny because it's this stuff. It's crazy out here. That's why. That's why I say you're good on my side. That's why when I'm like adding that all up in my head, because this is some new shit to me. And this is new stuff to us.
Yeah.
Seeing like what is this? Like, everything shouldn't be about race, but a lot of it is. It just is. People vote on race. They do, because and it's proof in the pudding. I know I've said it a number of times, but when you have white people that literally say, well, I don't like some of the things Trump says, some of it like he should tone back and I don't agree with it, but I'm going to go on and vote for him and hold my nose. That's because he's white and you're white, not you. That's because they're white and that they're playing for their team. They're picking sides. Because if it wasn't about that, that person would be like, yeah, I don't like the stuff he's saying, the racism, I can't vote for him. You know what I mean?
Right. I just don't. Like me personally, why is race even an issue? It should just be based on people's character
and what
actions.
They're doing and what their plans are to make us all better or to help us.
Right.
No one's looking for the government to get. It's to help out, to balance things out. That's what it is.
That's kind of how I live my life.
Yeah.
But who am I?
A great individual.
Just a middle-aged white woman voter. Right?
With mad credentials. You know?
Oh, I bet Marianne and Ginger, Gilligan and the captain probably miss me. Those are my plans at work.
That's cool though, because Michelle, like when she does go in on her couple days, 2-3 days a week or whatever, when she goes off, she has time, because we go to work early, so she has time to get there, unwind, make some coffee, have a few thoughts, you know, and just versus coming in and it's just like working like right away.
Yeah, nobody's like on my ass the second I walk in.
Well, you're a boss in that place pretty much, so you're just kind of like, but you don't walk around with that attitude.
No.
Which would be, you know, like, don't need to do that.
But yeah, I water my plants every Wednesday, talk to them.
Are you sad about your daughter not being there anymore a little bit? Her daughter changed jobs. She got it. Where? I'm not going to say exactly what she does, but...
Oh, Habitat for Humanity.
Yep, Habitat for Humanity, yeah.
But yeah, I'm sad that I don't get to see her, or I'll just randomly buy her lunch.
Right.
Because she's poor.
She understands struggle a little bit.
Yeah,
that shapes your personality.
So I'm going to order a sandwich. You want to split it? Or,
right.
You know, I'm going to order whatever. Do you want some? I mean, she's not going to turn down free food.
Straight up.
Swing close? I don't think so.
What'd you say, baby? Or with all the blue and yellow, you thought, man?
I thought Ukraine won the war.
It's for the Brewers and shit?
Yeah.
That's how much they love the Brewers here. Yeah. You would have thought Ukraine won the war with the blue and yellow. Yeah, it's just for the Brewers, and actually they lost yesterday, too. So Brewer fans probably be a little attitudey today because they drank all that beer yesterday and then lost. They did all that drinking, all that tailgating, and then the Brewers lost. So not only did they go home from a long day of drinking, it probably started catching up with them, and they're like, and then you add that loss on top of that, they probably went home and were pissed. So they're going to wake up and they got to go to work this morning pissed. They're going to still be stinking like beer.
Call in sick.
Or they're going to call in sick, yep, and make up some bull. Coughing and
That's why I make a point to try to go into the office after, like, those types of things, because I freaking hate that. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna go do something on a work night and not pre-schedule a vacation day the next day, don't call in sick and be a mo.
Little music break, little SP to Ghost, Styles P.
I got a few things I wanna ask the Lord. Why my people got to be so poor still? Why is it so rough when you're young and black? They say you go to jail and get strung on crack. Why that girl have a baby? She was 12 years old. That's the state why the tell got to be so cold. Why these niggas hit with so many years? Whole family in court crying so many tears. Can you picture us living with hope? When the same one hanging us is giving us dope. Shit, it's hard to get by. I pray to God it's still hard to get by. Just wanna hold my son, but I can't leave my house until I load my gun. I got to grab my sword, and when I die I got some things I wanna ask the Lord. Like, why are we dying from AIDS? Why on TV it's like to be free? Ain't that sort of like my gun got a right to be waved? If I could sit back and watch the whole cycle of slaves, that's my man with a bless at. That's myself with the next Malcolm X at. Is he making salad all the state like an ape in the box?
Got this video here for y'all. So this this is a little older video, but you know it's relevant as hell still though. We're going to get this right out the horse's mouth. So this is a cop, and he's admitting to how racist police, you know, basically hunt and target black people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get it out the horse's mouth. This is a cop. It's a cop. Let's see what he's talking about.
For black people.
Another incident occurred.
It's about 3 minutes.
And I used more force than I needed. After the guy was handcuffed, I grabbed him, I pushed him up against the wall, and I said, "Don't you dare say that to me again. Do you understand?" And I realized this is a disease I'm starting to develop.
The hunt for black people, as he calls it, is part of a racist system that he condemns today.
Don't be mad at me. I didn't do it.
The first thing he denounces is the quota of arrest imposed on U.S. police in many large cities. This race for numbers pushes them to stop black people for no reason.
Quotas lead to arrests for no reason. Minorities have no one to call if they're wrongly arrested. The white person will call their local political committee man or person. They'll call the parents, perhaps, of a teenager.
Ooh, real quick. That goes to what I was saying. Remember when I play the Neely Fuller clips? The Neely Fuller Jr. clips? You know what I'm saying? And he talks about that all the time. Yeah.
We'll call the local politician. Yo.
See what I'm saying? Like Neely Fuller always says, like when we talk about like black power and like, do we truly really have black power? Like as leaders, like our leaders or whoever we call leaders in our community, the black community, throughout the country and the world, like, you know, what power do they truly, truly have? Do they have the power to, if someone is wrongfully accused of something and then they're jailed, does that black leader have the power to go down there and tell them to let that man out? And then they go on and let that man out right then and there on the spot? That's true power. White people can get that kind of stuff done. You see it playing out with Trump. How his MAGA supporters, they follow and do everything he says. They stay on narrative, like, you know what I mean? And they'll be knowing a lot of the shit that he says is bullshit and bogus and wrong, but they'll still just go with it. You know what I mean? That's that sheep mentality. All right, let's run this back, though.
Another incident occurred, and I
3-minute video.
More force than I needed. After the guy was handcuffed, I grabbed him, I pushed him up against the wall, and I said, "Don't you dare say that to me again. Do you understand?" And I realized this is a disease I'm starting to develop.
The hunt for black people, as he calls it, is part of a racist system that he condemns today. The first thing he denounces is the quota of arrest imposed on U.S. police in many large cities. This race for numbers pushes them to stop black people for no reason.
Quotas lead to arrests for no reason. Minorities have no one to call if they're wrongly arrested. The white person will call their local political committee man or person. They'll call the parents, perhaps, of a teenager, will call the local politician. Yo, what's going on here? My child was arrested just because he didn't have his license. Why didn't you just tell him to go home and get his license? And things like, so the white person has more power. Black people have no connection to the people in power. So,
see, he just said it right there. No connection to people in power. And even if you did, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you did, they're not going to respect you enough to even really deal with you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You know there's not going to be any blowback on arresting a minority because they don't have any power to complain.
And African Americans are not only unjustly arrested, they are not treated with the same respect as white people are.
If you stop somebody from going through a light, you would say, "Hey, out of your car. Out of your car. Show me ID." You wouldn't say that. To a white person, you would go up and say, "May I see your driver's license, please?"
Enough said. This is a white fella saying it. That's why I'll be getting these clips, because sometimes when white people say this stuff, when they talk about racism and police brutality and stop and frisk and profiling, all that kind of stuff, racially profiling, sometimes it's better to hear it out of a white person's mouth, because a lot of times when we as black and brown people, when we complain or talk about this stuff, you know, it gets blown off. It's like, oh, well, the blacks are complaining again. Y'all have a great day.